Hello, my name is Mike, and today we're going to review Chapter 8 of the book Leading Change by Kotter. And Chapter 8 is about generating short-term wins. Just as a recap, Kotter wrote this book about leading change using an 8-step process for change management organizations. And those 8 steps that he reviewed in the previous chapters were: 1, establishing a sense of urgency; 2, creating a guiding coalition; 3, developing a vision and strategy; 4, communicating the change vision; 5, empowering broad-based action; 6, generating short-term wins. And then that's what this chapter is on, generating short-term wins. This is chapter 8, which is on step 6 of the Kotter process. Basically, as change management has moved from developing a vision, saying this is what we need to change, having a sense of urgency to start with, and then communicating that vision and empowering people within the organization to enact those changes, it's helpful to have short-term wins. The guidelines are basically within a year and a half, there should be some evidence of results from the different actions that people are taking, because otherwise they wouldn't be motivated to keep doing what they need to do. I'd encourage you to definitely get this book and read it, but there's a chart here that shows business transformation versus time in years. And you could see the curve where business transformation starts and then it diminishes over time. And those actions that were changed aren't really being enforced anymore. But if there's a short-term win near the beginning, then it keeps the momentum going, and people keep wanting to do more because they see the results. And generally, Kotter says that within about a year and a half, there should be some kind of a major milestone in performance, showing that what they're doing is actually working. The role of short-term wins, he says, is to provide evidence that sacrifices are worth it, and to also help fine-tune vision and strategies, and to build momentum. There's a few more points here, but I'll let you read that. But for those who are driving the change, we need the help of the whole organization. It's not possible just to tell people that we need to do something and then trust me, bro, it's going to work down the road. There's a lot of things that are entrenched in the organization, the ways of doing things, the status quo. And then the way to get people to change behavior for the long term, one way is to have those short-term wins, that they see something's working. It also allows us to look at the vision and say, let's test that vision. Is it really working? This vision we want to have this realization for the organization down the road. Is it really realistic? Maybe we've discovered some new things. We've found new ways to serve stakeholders. So that vision we had before, we might need to modify it a bit. Oftentimes, these strategies towards change management need adjustments. And without these short-term wins, there's often people who are more cynical, saying maybe this won't work in the long run. The book also talks about competent management. There's a difference between the management side, which is more tactics focused, and the leadership side, which may have more of a vision and a plan for the long term. So without the tactical decisions on a day-to-day basis towards that vision, then there could be a poor execution of trying to move towards that vision. So management is important, as well as overall leadership vision. Kotter says that people might let up after about 2 years. If nothing happens, if they don't see any change, then about 2 year mark, they might say, let's just go back to the way we were doing things before. And as soon as the urgency rate goes down, Kotter mentioned earlier in his book that the sense of urgency is the first step. And that needs to be in place before we try to change the way people behave or try to change the culture of an organization. The sense of urgency, knowing that if we don't do something now, we're going to go downhill down the road. As soon as that sense of urgency to change the status quo is gone, then all of a sudden those little tasks that we're moving towards progress start to diminish, and it takes more effort to get that momentum going again. There are some gimmicks that people try when trying to generate short-term wins. They might try to work the system, make it look like there's progress. For example, a person working in accounting might amortize this, depreciate that, or sell off a few assets, with the net result looking like the bottom line is going up slowly for business. So working the numbers, taking from here, moving there, making it look like it's improving, but really it's not. Those gimmicks, of course, they can kind of look good at first, but after a while, a lot of people who are more educated, they'll realize, people who are more experienced, they're going to see that these are gimmicks, and then they're going to lose faith in the overall plan, because if they're saying that they're using gimmicks to try to say that we're improving through these different behaviors, but then really it's just a facade. What they want to see is transformation that's actually genuine and not just smoke and mirrors, as Kotter mentioned. Contrived results rarely provide strong enough base for further change. So we don't want to just make it look like it's improving, but we want to actually have a milestone improvement. Kotter mentions again the role of management. That transformation not only involves leadership, but also that good management is essential. There's another chart here. I'll let you look at that as well. But basically it puts leadership on a 0 to more leadership scale on the y-axis, and management from no management to more management on the x-axis. So with little management and little leadership, there's no real transformation. With a lot of leadership, but not much management, transformation can have some short term. Maybe there's a vision that's developed, but it's not really going to stick because you can't really translate it to what we need to do in action steps on a day-to-day basis or operationally. If there's a lot of management, but not much leadership, then we're gonna have some short-term goals reached, but the focus is on getting the job done now, the tasks done on a day-to-day basis, and perhaps never reaching that long-term goal. And finally, the Kotter shows through this chart here that with more leadership and management working together, a highly successful transformation effort is possible with good leadership and good management. So for example, you have more of a charismatic leader. They're really visionary. They want to do something different with the organization. And they don't want to worry about the mundane details, how to get things done. They're just telling people, keep the vision in mind, keep your mind on the goal. But achieving short-term wins is essential because it shows that what we're doing on a day-to-day basis is moving towards that vision. And this is important for moving forward and keeping momentum during organizational change.